All right, y'all. So we have some Sparking Zero things to talk about. Some potential Sparking Zero drama, you could say, right? If you want to call it that. But this is a pretty big mistake, I think, made on Bandai Namco's ends that we're just going to dive right into. So this is in relation to the online qualifiers for France of the Dragon Ball Sparking Zero Dramatic Showdown. This lasted for 6.5 hours. Very long time, right? A lot of effort put into all the participants to get a chance to go to LA and participate at the Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour, where Fudutani is going to be there, a bunch of the best players around the world, or at least the people who know how to work around Sparking Zero the best, is what I'll say, right? But we'll read Galabku's tweet, right? And you guys will see very quickly the issue. What happened yesterday during the France tournament was just unacceptable. We get that Sparking is not a competitive game, but as soon as you put on a tournament like this, you have to respect players' choice. Telling a player to switch characters in the grand finals is not okay. And I think just that alone tells you they were told, hey, you can't use this character that you've been using in the tournament or that you're good at. Too bad. Right in the grand finals. Like the very last match at the end of 6.5 hours of time, right? Now, obviously, this person in the grand finals did not play the entire 6.5 hours, but they were there waiting. They put in all this effort to learn the game and understand these characters, only to be told, hey, you can't do that. Now, you may be wondering, why is that a thing, right? You may be able to tell, but right here, Iliaster was told to play seriously and switch out of Dr. Zero and Enter 20. I don't know if this is Enter 19. France is the strongest region in EU, and no one hosting this tournament had the slightest clue about what is actually strong in Sparking Zero, and they thought those were joke picks. Now, I think this could be potentially a reason about what's going on here, because we see the opponent is still using Dr. Zero in this round. This is the first round of the grand finals against Shiryu here using Android 19. And I'm gonna show you all this gameplay. It's boring. It's unentertaining. This is not fun to watch, right? This was done on purpose though. From what we see with Shiryu anyways, they did say on Twitter, hey, this was on purpose to show Bandai this game is kind of messed up. And yeah, I mean, a lot of the core aspects of the game is definitely very messed up, and this is a good way to actually show them that, hey, you want to host this tournament, man? You're gonna have a patch in December after the qualifiers. This is what you should focus on fixing for the actual tournament that's going to happen in January. Very good idea. But then we go ahead and move on to this next clip, which again was the actual finals where Shiryu did actually win the grand finals. Right here we see that the opponent right here is using Spopovich and Trunks, but then you don't see anything about androids, right? You see that Shiryu was able to continue to use androids. One of the opponents did kept Android 19 for the previous match, but Iliaster was told to play another character. He even let the staff know, quote unquote, if I do that, I will lose. He literally said, you're banning my main character, basically. I'm going to lose. And they forced him to do it anyways. They forced him in the middle. Like, it wasn't even like before it wasn't even like in the middle of the actual tournament. It was the middle of the actual grand finals. It was the second match of the grand finals, which you already lost the first match, right? As we can tell right there. And then he's like, yeah, you actually can't use your main character. Like, that is just insane, right? Having these last minute changes to a tournament feels very just unprepared. Like, people were just not understanding of what is good in the game, how the game works, and unprofessional even, right? And disrespectful to the player who actually took their time to learn this character. And personally, I have words of choice for Android 20 Dr. Zero, but at the end of the day, it's not like this character was set to be banned and then they went ahead and banned him. Bandai Namco was tagged right here. This is the game you built. Like it or not, you have to respect the players who took the time to master it. Yesterday, you violated that player's choice during the official tournament. Don't even agree with the chat spamming fix your game when we do have a patch confirmed to be coming out in December that will change system mechanics. Again, hopefully system mechanics, like, you know, the clips that were shown right here, do actually get changed. I think a lot of the issues with the game is in the core mechanics of the game, rather than just like, oh, the, you know, character A and B is too overpowered, right? I think a lot of it is with the actual, you know, mechanics of the game, right? A game not being competitive, though, can't serve as an excuse for a decision like this, yeah. And you can't say this game isn't competitive, so because of that, we're taking away this character, right? Because this character is too good, or anything like that, right? I don't know, like, I actually can't understand the reason behind it, besides them just not wanting to see this. And they even switched, right? Again, you saw that the two, I forgot the word exactly at the top of my head. The two commentators, right? They're Bandai switched over to them while they're talking instead of showing the match, which tells you a lot. That does tell you a lot, I would say. Then final tweet here from Glob, right? Kind of been reading through this. This was brought to my attention because I saw this on my timeline. Before they even announced the tournament rules, they had multiple tournaments to look at and decide on a rule set. TNS showed them how bad this rule set that they had would be. They ignore it. The consequences should not be on the players. And yes, right, you are punishing the player for how you designed your game and for the rule sets you have, and you change the last minute. The player abided by everything that you set up, and you still go out of your way to essentially screw them over right in, like, you know, one of the, you know, most exciting times that they could have been in, right? And it's not right. I'm sure that who is satisfied with this, right? It just makes people angry. It makes the people who are playing angry. You know, even the person who won. Like, would you not be upset that you only won because of the fact that your opponent couldn't use their best character? Or the actual, of course, person who had the character banned themselves. They're gonna be upset because they can't use the character that they put their time into to actually win this competition. The viewers are also gonna be upset because, I guess, to be fair, I mean, not that the gameplay itself was very riveting to watch, but it's just a thing. We all understand that's unfair. It's not at least a fair ground, right, for that. And, you know, again, we see a lot of people do understand it. Obviously, this cost them the match was not, I don't think it was honestly a justified action. I think that what I saw a comment, I think in here, what they should have done is they should, if they saw a problem with one of the characters, ban the character in the future, in the next tournament. Don't remove the character in the middle of the tournament, especially for someone that's using the character. And they didn't even remove 19 from the other player. They only removed Giro, which, you know, I wouldn't really say it like I'm concrete. I'm like, oh yeah, Giro is 100% better than 19. But still, like, even just banning, even if it was like Kid Goku that was banned, it's just like, you know, I think it's just very, very silly to do. This person saying grimy, unsportsmanlike, unprofessional. Maybe grimy is a bit strong, but it is unsportsmanlike for sure. You get the feeling that the tournament is an excuse for playtesting data. Don't know what happened in the tournament, but I assume the person did the exploit with the false courage and flight. Yeah. They feel Bandai is not serious. I mean, I think Bandai is serious about, like, this tournament, and they want it to be good, but like that statement makes people feel like this tournament is just unserious, a joke, right? Why would anyone want to tune into a tournament where they feel like one of the people could just be screwed over because of, you know, the actual whim of the spectators or whoever is like judging the winner of the match, which, to be fair, it's pretty obvious who's gonna end up winning because the game tells you. But I think you guys get the point. Anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about today. I think it was important to make a video on this just to keep in mind of this and a lookout in the future. Now, it's very possible that they take what happened here today in terms of the actual gameplays and fix it in the December patch. That would be best case scenario. There's a lot of fixes that have to be done, But Bandai, do not. I really think just don't do this again, right? It's just not the best way. I don't know, maybe that's my advice. I doubt even Bandai's even watching, but let me know what you guys are thinking, right? How you guys feel about the situation. I'm sure a lot of you probably will feel upset like me, but maybe some of you will be happy that, hey, you know, this person shouldn't be playing the game in a way that's unintended, quote unquote, whatever. I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Peace out.